Thank you so much, Tsunami. Always great to hear in Royal Arena. How y'all feeling today for Game 2? That is right. Hoping to see a Game 3. Hoping to see if we can get all the way to the end. Trent, why is there a Lycan in this game? What's going on?
I don't know. The panel, you heard it. Lacoste, he wasn't liking it. That last pick gave them pause. There's good reasoning behind it. You saw the ban on the Beastmaster. I think that what they really needed here, like Mira was saying, Effie on the panel, we have to take this tower, we have to take over the map, right? So there's heroes that were left, like there was a Visage, maybe you could try and do it that way, but it's going to be the Lycan, someone who has not been tested yet in this tournament, right? Try and take over this lane, and if they can't do that, if they can't create the space for the Spectre, it does indeed look like it'll be a bad time. But Aurora, I like it. I like the fact they're going for this big pick, the boldness there. See if it works out.
Well, and you know what's funny is we were talking all of this stuff about the off lane, maybe getting to see the little purple man, the Darkseer. We kind of have like the super surge Ion Shell later if you can get to the Aghanim Scepter potentially. You know, maybe
you can turn any hero into Darkseer. That's quite the talent.
It's pretty cool. It'd be fun. You know, just get the wolf bite onto Spectre. That's a very, very scary ghost lady. If they can get to that territory. Now, the problem is, and what I'm a little bit worried about, is that XM might have a pretty good time in this game. The map said specialty. If it's a good game for it, we're going to pick it. And they definitely did that.
Yes, he has already shown some obliteration tactics on the sniper in this mid lane. They banned the Viper instead to open up the game for the Spectres. Don't want to have to deal with that break. So the 23 Savage would actually have a chance in this one. But yeah, that means you're picking your poison. And he's a very scary sniper, so.
Well, and the other thing that, we've sort of been seeing there, don't worry, nobody saw, it's okay, it's fine, don't do it, Royal Arena. One thing that we have seen as an answer recently has been this like lack of vision and then not being able to find it. XM on the ghillie suit means that if he's in that stance, he's not going to get revealed as he's right-clicking heroes, which means that Lornev might not be able to find an opening onto him, might not be able to jump him.
Yeah, that's your big hope as a Storm Spirit versus that sniper, but these core snipers, they don't need that tricky shrapnel.
No scatter shot for them. So we'll keep our eyes on that matchup, how that one works out. So far, 9-5 versus 9-2. It's looking okay. The question is, as those levels get up, will you still be able to maintain that? And of course, what happens at level 6 and what happens with these support rotations? Very different support lineup for Aurora in this game. Definitely want to get more active. Oh god. 23 Savage got to run away there.
Yeah, melee hero in a lane versus Centaur, not a great time. Panel discussing how this looked like a pretty free lane if you're XG, and you certainly can't disagree too much with that one, right? Like even potential rotations then for Xingqiu, if he wants to, can make his way even like through the Twin Gate, because like there's a lot of room to maneuver here, and you kind of know you can leave the Centaur alone as he's going to jump in and steal that Lotus with the innate on the Maranas. You always love getting that for your team.
That's very annoying to deal with. Did have the Nightmare ready, but Ollie not opting to use it at that point. And you can see after the initial 2 waves, what's happened mid, as indicated in those last hit denies chart. Now 17-10 versus 11-4, and Loranov, he can't even step up to the wave. This is the pain that you feel in this matchup and what can go so wrong. See if he can deal with it. We'll have that wave pushing into him at least pretty soon here as DY is getting bullied around. Q back behind the tower here.
Chavs are just running through his wall here as they just chase him with these wolves.
Yeah, what was he doing? He was way under there. And instead, is going to end up losing his career.
This hero's too fast. He's too much.
Why is DY able to get out? And look at him! Oh, the fancy footwork. He's so fast. You can't stop him. The Wolves trying to get around, and that's finally going to be there for the body block. But no, he gets around the other side. Oh my God, DY is just, he's trying to get his steps in right now. He's on the little treadmill, and he makes it away in time.
It's just too much. I mean, we're talking about this Lycan, but another hero that we don't see too much anymore, this Pugna here, can be helping out with the early damage there on Nether Blast, and of course, later on in the game, the life drain saves. Always something you have to keep an eye on.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, XM still standing as Storm has been sent off to the jungle, had not gotten another CS since we saw him. Still sitting right there at about 17 now. And it is interesting because when you see that, oh wait a minute, 23 Savage, more hits, Nightmare to get a little bit of separation that keeps him alive. When we saw the Faceless Void, we were thinking about all these like lane punishers, and Lycan does feel to be sort of putting the pressure on a little bit at the very least, but not able to keep him completely out of contention.
Yeah, if they're able to maybe get that kill into DY and to try and pressure further on Ame, that might have worked out here.
And it is interesting, because when you see that, well, wait a minute, 23 Savage, more hits, Nightmare to get a little bit of separation, that keeps him alive. When we saw the Faceless Void, we were thinking about all these like lane punishers, and Lycan does feel to be sort of putting the pressure on a little bit at the very least, but not able to keep him completely out of contention.
Yeah, if they're able to maybe get that kill into DY and to try and pressure further on Ame, that might have worked out here. They're trying again, and this time he feels like he's not getting out.
Oh yeah, DY found and jabs, much like last game, drawing that first blood. Will throw one last hit there onto Ame, who will then time walk and take it off of him. And Lorenov even being denied his jungle right now as XM wraps around and gonna force Lorenov all the way into a bad situation.
He's just trying to give him absolutely nothing here in this one.
Does manage to get that last hit at the very least. But yeah, he knows how to put the hurt on him. Again, like there's only one place that you go as a Storm Spirit, off into that jungle there. 23 Savage takes another double edge to the face. And then gonna have to head back. DY now making the move in too. Q will go for a bottle refill, much needed. And not able to get in time to stack up those Ancients.
Yeah, he tried to leave some vision behind, but I think it was spotted by Q, who's gonna bring out a sentry, I believe. Yeah, so he saw what DY was up to. They want to try and contest in there, because you know the Storm's gonna wind up there, right? They're gonna try and get some stacks going, he's gonna try and farm. But they want to ensure that they're ready to rotate over there, especially when you have the Stampede and you can have these quick jumps down from Ame there with the Chronosphere.
Absolutely.
Jabs here with the Alpha Wolves facet as well. The way that it works now, like you can go up to level 6. That's really cool, right? But it takes a little while longer to come online, right? Because you kind of have to get all the way up there. But then they do get very scary.
Yeah, these wolves become menaces. I think the thing that like you're talking about, I'm a little worried about at this stage is I'm just seeing these CS totals and kind of feeling similar to what happened last game where XG start off with a good start. Oh, but look at this, Ollie making the move over, and XXS is not going to be able to keep him back, although if there's two heroes in the area now he can't do it. So yeah, bringing two ensures that Aurora not able to steal that Wisdom Rune.
Okay, honestly, that feels kind of good, though, right? 23 Savage just gets to sit on the wave and actually farm as the Spectre for a little bit.
Honestly, yeah.
Two heroes having to go back for the Wisdom Rune. And he doesn't die. I mean, how many supports have fed in that situation? In fact, he's going to TP up top and try and make a play here.
Yeah, where are they going to look for this? You're close to level 6 on spec, too. Not close enough to make a move with this Bane, most likely. But Q coming in with Ollie. DY is back behind the tower to help keep people alive with the decrep. There's not really an easy go here. I'm not sure if this is going to end up working out. Now Ame has 6 too.
Yeah, he plants that ward back there, but doesn't actually see Q or Ollie right now.
Going for it? No. And Creep Wave, these moves, they're just not working for Aurora here.
It's a painful one. And grouping up like this is probably going to reduce their XP again here. Might be some late 6s as XinQ comes mid. Still holding the arrow right now.
An unluck. It's down on the bottom side where there's an Invis rune.
Yeah, that means the Wolves can't deny it either, so XinQ just going to take it, chucks out an arrow during the fade time.
All right, Spectre has 6. It feels like they need to make a move at some point here for Aurora. Obviously, a good option might be to look towards the Sniper, but of course, with that Stampede at the ready on XXS, there's double global help that could come in. XM still sitting pretty, punching and plinking away at that tower. Movement in from the two supports.
Yeah, XinQ's close.
Thinking about it, wanting to jump, tries to find him. The pull is going to be there, but the arrow is already out, and there's the Spectre moving in. Finding a kill here would be huge, and oh, but he gets rooted for the moment. That keeps him away. Ame's still off to the side as Ollie will get brought down by the ulti from XM. The Wolves on XM can't finish him off.
No, he jumped back as well. 23 Savage just didn't like the look of it there with the root coming out, and that means they're going to lose that mid tower here. Already a hard game for Lorenov, the lowest farmed core in the game, and now has lost his tier 1 tower.
I mean, and you can imagine how that fight would look a lot better if there wasn't that Centaur that had the Stampede up and online. 23 Savage moves in. He has this urn done. Would love to get a first charge on that, but it just doesn't look like it's going to end up happening that easily. That being said, Shadow Step will be up before Stampede will.
That's true. I mean, XXS has just had a phenomenal 2 games here, especially in the laning stage. Both of these, first the Mars and now onto the Centaur. He just has not been bothered at all. Can they finally get a kill as I curse him?
This is a hard kill to get. This guy is very tanky, but dropping lower and lower, and with no help coming in, an arrow finally finishes him off. Rather, catches onto the Bane, but that's going to be an earn charge for 23 Savage.
Has their Shadow Step just to ensure they actually get it. And luckily the kill also going to Lornov. I think they're pretty happy about that. You know, 23 Savage, he's going to be busy. He'll be farming it up, but they need some help here.
If there is one upside to the Spectre pick nowadays, it's how quickly you can decide to go again just because of that low cooldown on the Shadow Step.
Yeah, but you also are playing with quite a few cooldowns as well, right? Like jabs, you have to be worrying about the shapeshift there too, so you kind of have to coordinate a lot of these longer ultimates. 120 seconds on the Fiend's Grip even. Like it's mostly Bedlam and Shadow Step that are always ready to go. And of course, no longer able to pass that over, or else this could be kind of a cute combo.
That would be really nice as a way to do it, but we'll need to get in there a little bit closer to make the moves work on Willow, but Ollie.
Just the confidence here on XXS. Just, yeah, he killed me once, but just try it again. Nice setup.
The Nightmare will keep 23 Savage alive, but that is still dangerous. And now with the Renoff moving in with the Haste Rune, how much damage can they do? Ollie turn, but the Sniper there, they have to call off the charge, I think. Renoff, as a matter of fact, might be in some further trouble. 23 Savage, he jumps away, but DY, he's already onto him. They bring in Ame too. Take down the Spectre. Renoff, if you're not careful, you could die also. So Aurora try and make the jump onto XXS, and that time they won't be successful.
And we're talking about these ideas of Aurora trying to knock down the Tier 1 tower and try and slow this game down, but then Faceless Void is just jumping through the Twin Gate and grabbing a kill here. Comes right back up top. Jabs. Does have the shapeshift back now. Has the Vlad. But still 4 points here in these Wolves.
And also still underneath a ward, understanding exactly what could go wrong there. As Ame has the Mask of Madness done, going next towards that Maelstrom. All 3 cores right now of XG having a very good game with 4,000 gold lead. Aurora, they have the tools to take fights. It's just a matter of will it come together perfectly, and can they find the right targets to go on too?
They've got level 6 on the Dark Willow. They're not going aggressive. Oh,
Jump.
There we go.
On to XM, ready to go. Shadow Step at the ready. 23 Savage jumps forward. There's the Terrorize. The time zone got him for the moment, but guess what? It's not doing all that much. It kills off the Storm, but Ame, now he's in too far, but he gets the jump away. Ame tries to back out. A couple more hits. Will he have another time walk up? He will. And that stops any extra aggression onto the Faceless Void. And yes, that was not a misclick. That was not anything else. That was a time zone.
Yeah, that is the anti-Storm Spirit technology right there. Just gives them a really bad time and a lot of damage to you and your allies. There's nothing you can do as a Storm there. You are leashed inside, so you're just kind of locked in place there for Lornov.
Now, the upside to that is later on there's some pretty good items to deal with it that Lycan is already a decent little way towards, which is the Boots of Bearing.
Yep.
Which does allow you to just walk out of it pretty quickly. And the question is, will it end up doing enough for them? As we get close to that 14-minute mark, next round of Wisdom Runes, you can see Lycan, the main one that's having a good game right now, queuing up the Nullifier next.
I mean, you can see why, right? They just had this opportunity where maybe they could go for a quick kill into XM, then the decrep comes out from the Pugna, and they just can't keep the aggression going there from Lornov, so need somebody to help them out. And you can't have Jabs constantly struggling to kill people because they just keep getting decrept over and over again, and then maybe you invest into some Ghost Scepters there too to just double it up, so it's kind of an expensive item to go for right away, especially when it's just like you're also building a Radiance at the same time.
Oh yeah.
So it's a painful build-up here from the side of Aurora.
Ame's nearby, but they're just going to take the kill onto DY, who will eventually go down. Was able to burn through a lot of Lorenov's HP there. And he's kind of up that Orchid too. So yeah, Wisdom's about to spawn, and 14-minute rune. It's going to be up top the regen. So again, bit unlucky for the Storm. And yeah, those will be denied by Jabs.
Overall, though, the lead not really getting too out of control so far here for XG. They do have the Blink Dagger here, now finished up on the Centaur, so they could, in theory, get a little bit aggressive, but there's not really a big need for it right now. right?
Well,
You might as well just wait for the Glype here on XM.
And the other thing is that it feels like this game, as opposed to last game,
they're jumping with the
actually
wolves?
have ways to jump in and do exactly this. Like XM takes a lot of damage, the decrep, and actually forcing out the Stampede will keep him alive. But these little pokes and prods, it's pretty annoying for XG to deal with.
Yeah, it doesn't mean Jabs doesn't have his wolves with him, though, you know? Like,
That's
he's trying
true.
to set this stuff up here, and he can't farm quite as fast. It's going to be slowing down that next item here.
Is farming out some of the lanes with them while this happens. But yeah, when they're out scouting and trying to find kills, not really much of an opportunity for that one. Smoke up now by the two supports. And with a Spectre in the game, it makes these kill-oriented heroes very capable of, you know, finding a bring down. You can see DY is just right next to Ame that entire time.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were setting up for an IO draft or something when they opened with this earlier Bane, but this kind of shows why, right? This idea of just smoking up and setting up for global mobility, that's always been a classic part of the Bane tactics. Seeing if you can get a Fiend's Grip into a Shadow Step play. And, you know, they were close. Like, Ame had been pretty recently. Now he's under the ward.
This is really big if they can get this one in time. Underneath the ward, they have the Fiend's Grip ready. Ollie gonna walk forward.
There's so many allies here too, though.
Oh, it's really dangerous, but if they can connect here, it would be really good for them. They move forward immediately. Now they jump in with 23 Savage, and that's the kill that they needed.
They're still smoked up here on the side of XG. Do they get a return kill? That's the question. XXS has this blink. Will he find him in the trees?
Off to the side, gets him right away. Arrow comes out. Is it enough time, though? No. Lorenov, he gets out. Now can they go for a second salvo? Ollie runs into everybody brazenly, and Jabs jumped upon right away. Lorenov comes in for the follow-up. Aurora fighting forward now after they take down that Faceless Void. They're going to take 3 more.
They're fighting for their lives here on the TI stage. They take down that potential time field. They don't have the opportunity to assist. Xingqiu does die to a neutral, so it's one less kill for them, but overall, something they just needed this on Aurora right now, right? Like, after that game 1, being down here, they need that big pick onto Ame into the quick team fight after, especially after that jump onto Lornov, but they didn't have the damage to finish him off in the tree line there because XM was too far back and getting delayed.
Well, and it's all of their heroes kind of coming together at the right moment, it feels like also. These are fighting-oriented heroes that Aurora have. After so many towers being given up in the last game, it felt like, as you said, this is something that was needed. And now, partway to that nullifier being completed, you got to look towards XG and say, well, what's going to be our answer to this? You got a time zone Faceless Void. It's always scary.
And we'll see if Aurora can actually maybe knock down a tower of their own at some point in this game. That would also be quite good.
It's fair enough.
Savage is getting pretty aggressive up top here. They have tons of vision ahead of the Spectre right now. Just so many wards here from Ollie trying to take over this top half of the map.
Right, and down bottom is where XG is very much stuck together, situated, not wanting anybody else to get caught off guard. As XM will move towards the mid, Dark Willow starts to head this direction, smoked with the storm. XXS not a great target to go on, and as Bane will join up with them, it's a smoke instead coming from Xtreme.
Jabs has that nullifier coming here. Just as this fight's about to break out, an amplified damage rune in the river. Oh, Lornov. Oh, he goes for it.
Time zone, but he gets out. He got out of there. They're leashed up on the 2 supports. They're going to fall. But Lorenov able to escape. Now, do they want to go in? Wait a minute. Nullifier and the Wolves eat up DY. Jabs, that's kind of a cool little play. You nullify, and then you just send your Wolves in to kill.
Yeah, then there's no more help.
I like that.
Alright, so right now on Aurora, you do lose your supports, but what you can say now is we go again, right? You have this Orchid on the Storm. You have, what, 25 seconds until the next Shadow Step, as it's only got the 50-second cooldown now. They've got to be looking to get aggressive once more, and that's where this vision comes into play on the top half of the map. Maybe XM heads in towards this jungle part and they start smoking this way.
Right, if he goes just a little bit forward, I mean, they already see him with the creeps there. DY coming over.
Oh, he's too quick.
Yeah.
Or is he?
Oh, he just drops
He's
one.
thinking, oh wait, no, yeah, now he's gonna get it.
Off to the side instead. They find and kill Xingqiu. And now looking for Ame. No, not going to go for him. Shadow Step on cooldown for 40 more seconds. So Q would love to go in right here to find somebody, but you need more help than just, well, yourself, I guess, since they don't even have the Spectre to come in.
I mean, they still have this pressure down bottom here with the Storm Spirit. It's only 19.5 minutes, though, so we're a little bit away from that Wisdom Rune.
Right.
It's one of those times where maybe you kind of want to keep the pressure up down here. There's just too much to do on this map these days.
Ollie drops down. A Sentry Ward will pick up a neutral item. And could think about a Roche sometime soon.
Oh, we do finally have jabs going for, as you mentioned, the boots bearing. Super helpful versus the time field. Time zone.
There it is. It's time zone, Trent.
Time zone.
It's like the pain zone. Is that a thing? That's not a thing. DY in trouble in the pain zone.
Oh, yeah.
It's the going to fall. And they end up bringing him down, but XXS jumps in and gets the stun onto 2. Wants to find him. Can he get any extra hits onto these guys? With the retaliate damage being too intense, they can't make the move. Man, these wolves are so annoying to deal with. They're going to need to get a gem at some point.
Early game, they're absolutely terrifying there. They just do a ridiculous amount of damage. They've got the control there, too. I guess, in case you haven't seen Apple Wolves, you get the hamstring, which is the part where they have the next 4 attacks from units controlled by Lycan deal bonus damage. So you just get to like burst people down. That one's pretty handy.
Do require a decent amount of micro nowadays as well. Really annoying to play with, but they, Jab's definitely somebody that's been known for his micro in the past.
Yeah, and even if you have the sniper, you also get the evasion at level 6, so that can also be annoying with the high tail ability that they get. But yeah, as you said, a little micro intensive.
So Wisdom's picking up by the couple of cores and into double Tormentor. One of them heads on over the Bane's way. Xingqiu don't die. Okay, he lives. TY gets the other one. And still just 3,000 gold separating these two squads.
Ollie can look to close that gap a little bit there with his shard, of course, you know?
True.
Can actually push waves a little bit on the Bane once you have the shard for the AoE brain stab.
Couple big items right now, though. That's the full Crimson Guard for the Centaur, and then also a Radiance completed now on the spec.
Yep, this is an item that now also scales on strength, so feels really good for a Centaur.
Yeah. Radiance, obviously.
Oh, sorry, health.
Classic.
Sorry, not strength anymore. Right. It is health. Let me clarify. But Centaur has a lot of health.
He has a lot of
because he has a lot of strength.
He's a big boy. 22 minutes in. And the Wolves scouting out a few things. They see the region. That one gets denied by XM. Now run the Wolves forward. Gonna root them. Dude, look at how strong these things are. Like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, it's really annoying because it also just like breaks your formations. Like, you have this idea of like where you're trying to go at certain times, and you got your farm patterns and everything, and suddenly this wolf's just biting you. So you have to like run back to your tower. You have to feel safe because you don't have the shadow steps coming, especially when he does stuff like this.
Yeah.
And just jumps on you with it.
He just jumps in, drops down the dagger, hits DY a couple of times, and then gets out.
Doesn't want you to feel any sense of safety here on this side of the map.
I mean, killing DY feels like it's going to be a little bit of a hobby for them this game.
This too. We got ourselves a Spectre TPing into the outpost. They are coming right down for this Roche. But the side of XG, they've already smoked up here. They have the Solar Flare available. It's still just level 1 though. They don't have 12 yet on the Mirana.
I mean, you need to be careful here. The time zone in this area does get very scary, but they have the Boots of Barians. They can get out of it if they need to.
And Ame's got that Mjolnir again. He's got all damage.
Got to be careful about this. Roche is going to fall, though, before they get here. And now, an opportunity for XG to still take the fight if they feel so inclined. Arrow goes out, not going to connect. Jump forward, stomp. Lorenov backs away.
Still holding Stampede. Doesn't want to drop it. They don't know if they're fighting yet. Oh, the hamstring.
Hamstring, 23 Savage. Now Blade Mail jumps away. And unlike the last game, this time Aurora get the Aegis and they get out. Just as long as Ollie stays in the trees. Just stay over that way, buddy.
What a great use of the root there on the hamstring. Just keeping that Faceless Void back. They don't really want to commit. They want to hold that Stampede just in case the fight goes a little bit awkward, or so they can get that perfect jump in there for Ame, but they just don't see it. Fast enough on the Roche there. Aurora, much better macro plays in this game. Kind of getting the full state of the map, getting that big vision because of this Lycan, and just constantly really just annoying XG. Like the way they're using these shadow steps on the supports just to try and bully them around a little bit, always make them feel uncomfortable going to the fights. And now you have 23 Savage, of course, with the Radiance, and now having the Iron Talon to just farm his way around the map.
I will say that this feels like a Jabs hero. When I think of Jabs, I think of like Nature's Prophet, you know, running in, blocking camps, being annoying, and as you say, these wolves constantly scouting things out, you know, harassing supports. It fits his play style quite well. It's a smoke up now from the two supports, and they're actually going to stampede now. Not sure what that one was about, but nonetheless, stampede down.
I am also not sure what just happened there.
Maybe a misclick. Regardless, this game feeling a lot better for Aurora. They get a Vlad's now on the Mirana. But with Boots of Bearing done and eyes towards a Manta, you know, this sort of somewhat greedy hero Spectre feels like it's gotten through the most difficult part of the game for her. See if they have the tools to close this one out, because right now, things feeling pretty good for them.
I would love to get aggressive right now if I was Aurora too, right? Like try and get a smoke up or something going. No, there's no stampede.
Right.
The problem is they don't have any vision. They've been very diligent about the D wards all over the dire side of the map because of these wolves. Right? They're spamming sentries everywhere. They want to know where they're moving. You're always going to have these ob sentry combos drop down by XG so they can see where the wolves are moving to kind of get an idea of what maybe they're planning on the side of Aurora. Ollie just confident enough to stand right here by this ob sentry though.
BKB done for the Storm.
Maybe that's what they're waiting for here in combination with his Aegis. They want to get into this fight. But again, still the time zone.
Yeah, I mean, that is sort of the elephant in the room right now. When you think about Chronosphere, you just catch and kill these people, not having that option as much, but the root is there, the silence is out. Do they want to go for more? Ame up on the high ground. Being away, the time zone comes out and they walk out of it. And they're looking okay. They do lose Ollie, but now leashed up for the moment is Loreno. He's still fine. 23 Savage does go down. So they burn through the Aegis, both supports gone, no Terrorize to counterplay this, and in fact, 23 Savage is going to die. So with no supports nearby, they can't get him out. All right, maybe we were making fun of it too soon. It looked pretty good.
Time zone's good. I mean, it's still similar problems, right? Where like they tried to counterplay it by just leaving it, and they just took a bunch of damage in the meantime.
True.
Yeah, and there's your only damage, unfortunately, is a Spectre who's just dishing it all back.
Take a look at this again. I'm not sure if the Boots of Baron just couldn't come out or
no, they did come
away.
out. They just used it to run immediately, I believe.
Yeah. Ame found the perfect moment there, and yeah, up on the high ground, just the sniper beat him to death. My goodness.
He just got completely isolated by his team. Everyone else was like, hey, I'm out of the time zone, but unfortunately 23 Savage is on the wrong side, right? No one else is over there. He just dies once, dies twice, and you don't have any of your tools coming out from that support duo, unfortunately.
Well, Jabs looks to be eyeing up the AC next, so a little bit of help for his teammates. Defiant Shell claimed for the Faceless Void, and Ollie was kind of hunting DY, manages to get out of trouble.
And they've got this issue where if they don't just get a raw grip onto someone, it's kind of just all in on Lornov, right? He's just like jump for the fight and try and get the pull in. How else do you actually start an engagement here? How can you lock people down?
They don't really have that great of avenues to do it, for sure. Gonna need more items to help solve that problem.
Lornov playing it kind of tight here at the 28-minute mark. Don't know if he really wants to go for this. Would be kind of risky. And they are all here just daring someone to try and get this Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, they'll kill the Wolf, too. They send those in. A decent amount of them killed throughout the course of this game. A lot of sentries getting dropped. And eyes towards the Blink next for Q. After the Yule Scepter. More ways to try and sort of play around these fights and get in the action when the time comes. Because that is the thing, right? If Sniper is just free to hit away, in a way, what made that last fight feel so weird was that it was 23 that went in first. And if you can kind of wait and then, you know, wait for the fight to progress and then jump Sniper, things probably feel a lot better, but requires getting wards down or something else there. And
also having some tools versus the disarm as well there.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll have the Manta, so that should allow 23 Savage to keep the attack up onto that Sniper.
Well, the Wolves go forward, they hit the buildings, starting to drop. They live a long time. Don't manage to quite kill that tier 1 tower, but getting closer to it. And the smoke will not bear fruit, it looks like. Yeah, all the wolf talents.
Very talented wolves.
And at least for now, not going into the wolf bite either for the Lycan.
Not yet.
Right.
We'll see. Maybe some point the Agnes will come out here.
I mean, this is an annoying split push to deal with. And again, for XG, it feels like they want to play much more grouped together, which does hurt this style a lot more. Look at the building damage. It's just been working away at it. And now Shiva's almost completed for that Centaur. Saw how impactful that could be in game number 1, finding the right targets off the back of the XM Queen of Pain.
Yeah, Q just betting it all here on the Blink Dagger for that Dark Willow. Trying to make those big solo plays.
God, he is, I mean, I think you just can't do anything at XXS at this point. Like, he has so much armor. He's got 4,000 HP at Crimson. No. Like, he's just a force that you're not going to mess with.
No, you just have to straight up ignore him.
Yeah.
There's no killing this hero right now until he's the last one left.
The Wolves just not being hit by XM. Living through it while he tries to pressure them out. Super annoying to play against. And ZQ in the meantime is also eyeing up an AC. Interesting. Scout out Roche, still 20 seconds till it's capable of respawning. Does have the feeling like that is going to be that next pressure point.
Again, I mean, they were quick on the Roche last time for Aurora, but if they're not in position, we know how terrifying it's going to be to fight there because of the time zone.
Yeah. Well, and they got it too, so potentially if it's a quick spawn, XG could just take it and they might not even know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so 35 seconds away, and as XXS will take the tower and start to bring it down, this makes the contest option even harder for them.
It's a good trade though. Same time, you can see Lornov take the tower up top.
Oh, and they're not even going to get it. Backdoor kicks in.
Still don't know if they do much about this, though. They can just take a little bit of chip damage on the top tier 3 here as Lornov will just march up, beg them to come home. I don't think they're going to give them the opportunity, though.
Again, quick Roche spawn. If they can get them to force them back, XG, they're going to be in a weird situation for the Rose contest. So yeah, they are all taking back.
Oh, he time zones.
Oh my god, he just destroyed him! Lornov not ready for that one at all, and finds Ollie right through the trees. Another casualty as Aurora, they are going to lose 2 off the back of this.
I think he just bet on the fact that he'd be better. I think he just thought I'll be able to zip. He was wrong.
Ame was too quick. Ame was ready. And just like that, that is going to be a devastating loss for Aurora. Set up again for the Roche now, but the more important thing is you're losing this net worth on the core that was already in pain. I mean, the lowest of the cores was the Storm Spirit. The question is, can they get this Aegis now? I feel like they should be able to, even without time zone, but you can see they're actually going to play it safe. They're not going right into the pit. Maybe just wait for everybody and then go.
Yeah, you know there's an ancient camp to be farmed here by Ame, so...
That's true.
Quickly get that, but that time, it's going to allow the Wolves to get down here from jabs. I'm sure he'll maybe send one in to scout out. There are Ob Sentry combos down here from XG, though, so they'll know if the Wolves make their way through.
Well...
And here they come over the Twin Gate. He's going to see... Oh, he could actually attack those wards, but he's too busy. Got to go into the Roche and say, oh, they're not in here. Nice. But instead, they're all smoked up. They're hiding. And they're moving towards you. Now, we have the blink here on Q. He could break the smoke and get out. He can set up for Lornov. There's no time zone for 15 seconds, but there is a Lincoln Sphere picked up from the Spaceless Void all of a sudden.
They might not know about that. Jump forward. XXS finds the stun. Jumps onto XM, trying to kill him off. Ame, a couple more seconds. Can they get him out in time? Thinking about going. Lorenov jumps away.
Jabs just got blown up alongside Ollie.
They didn't stand a chance there.
Blink stomped dead.
It's way too much damage. That's the problem. And like the fact of the matter is that because it happens so quickly, Sniper also has this ridiculous take aim ability that not only makes you not be able to hit him with Ghillie Suit, but it gives him 20 armor when he pops it. So they just jump on to Sniper, and suddenly this guy's sitting with 45 armor.
He also, you look at the build, because he's trying to solve a lot of problems in this game. He needs the Nullifier because of the decrep. He needs the Boots of Bearing because of the time zone. He doesn't have a BKB. The damage, he took like 1,250 damage from the center. Most of it just magic, right? He's getting hit by the Starstorm. He doesn't have this BKB on the leg, and he doesn't have any sort of magic resistance. He's at 30% right now, and he's just getting blown up because of one stun.
It is crazy if you look at how much damage got done in that tiny little window there. And now Aegis on Ame.
Oh, 23 Savage, he shadow steps in here, wants a free pick on the Xingqiu because of the ward.
And he gets it.
All right, that's something. Slow them down.
You gotta find whatever you can get here. There needs to be these little windows where like something is going right. Ame, time zones. He's coming for you. You gotta get out of there. There's nowhere to go. The storm goes down and showing the value of this much maligned facet choice.
It's just so good versus Storm Spirit.
It's actually winning them the game.
Yeah, he can't play. Like, Ame is just using it as a one-to-one counter. He does not care about anyone else in this game. He has a job. He has a target that he's going to kill with his time zone, and he has done it.
He's been gifted a very special set of skills. He's coming for you.
Ollie, gonna get the grab here though.
This is nice. That is what you need, and that's the other one-to-one counter.
There you go. That's right. An absolute classic here of the Spectre versus the Sniper, and you're seeing why. Of course, Ame, the one with the Aegis, means no second opportunity there, as they're counting on just protecting XM in this game and not allowing that to happen. But it was a ward that was just freshly placed down there from Ollie.
In a way that like Ollie needs to be the one to get so much value out of these Fiend's Grip, because they can do that to either Sniper or the Faceless Void. Like, he is not insurmountable here. You can break the Lincolns and go right forward. But yeah, they had an idea that there was a ward there.
Yeah, Q also. I got my blink on Dark Willow. What do I need next? A Midas. I need the Midas here on the Willow.
Are you kidding me?
There is a plan for Q, and the plan is to get nice and big and golden and shiny. Let's see if he can take over the game there. And now a Blink Dagger as well, seeing the necessities of these grips here. As another jump here, but he's back out. Look at that damage, though.
The illusions are a problem. I mean, and even against Ame, he's brought down to half HP to these Spectre illusions.
This Bloodthorn combination is just a quick assassination here.
How strong can you get in this game for Spectre? You're also queuing up a Nullifier for him, and instead decides to go back for the Aghanims first, is now what they've got queued up. And Ame, the big bad carry of last game, a couple levels behind right now, but still with the Aegis and incredibly hard to kill.
The Haunt would be so nice for them if they can get that Aghanims done.
Yeah. The old school ability.
I would do so much in these engagements.
Well, and the other big question too is like, if these hickoffs keep happening, is there eventually a window where Aurora can win a fight? Because each of the like big 5-on-5 engagements feels like they get dominated by the Faceless Void. But if they can find these little picks here and there, that feels a lot more up to the tempo that Aurora is trying to play at. It's 23 Savage. He's just going in to clean up the farm of Creep Wave.
Yeah, he can do that because he has this Manta. He can just pop it, get on back out. Again, it's only every 40 seconds now at this point in the game, so it's not nearly as punishing to spend it. But XG, they do know that Shadow Step used, they can just go ahead, take this tower. And again, no matter how many wolves they take down, there will, or sorry, no matter how many wards they take down, there's still the problem of the wolves. The wolves could be setting up for these Shadow Step plays throughout the mid game. That's why this is a nice little combo. So you're probably going to see XG stay kind of tight as they move across this map, and that means they might keep growing a gold lead, but they won't end up growing this really big XP lead at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, but look at this, a little fake back here. They actually smoke in behind, not allowing any sort of a Shadow Step setup.
Interesting. Jump forward, get the stomp. Dark Willow dead. Does have buyback. Only hero in the game with it right now. And deciding to make this move. Now, if
Jabs
you look up top, Jabs is taking that tier 3 tower as well.
At the same pace, pretty much.
The Wolves hit it very, very quickly. So this is going to be a tier 3 tower and likely a Rax in exchange for a tier 3 tower.
He has to be careful, though. Might have the same problem that Lornov did if he comes back there with the time zone.
Split push, eat your heart out. It is not as strong as it used to be with these Lycans, but it's still something you got to keep in mind.
They do managed to get it though as the Aegis is expiring. There's no immediate smoke out here from Aurora. We don't have the classic post-Roche smoke quite yet. They got to clean up these lanes a little bit.
And there it is, the Aghanim Scepter. So Haunt is ready now, and you've got a ton of kill potential. Haunt, pop all of your stuff on him, the you know, Bloodthorn, popping Manta, and you can probably take down these supports. Willow, like you said, does have that full Midas completed now at 39 minutes. And you can see in comparison, like, Dark Willow's farm is going to start taking off in comparison to Mirana's if this stuff stays static. But will it remain static is a different question.
Oh, Lorna coming close to the enemy team here.
Oh, he's underneath the ward.
Yup.
They don't know about this one. Okay.
Got the spidey senses were tingling, you know?
Yeah. You got to be careful about that.
Jabs does finally queue up the BKB. He's been farming up gold for a while. Kind of just need it. You know, if you want to have any hope of actually using your abilities and your damage during your ulti, feels like a necessity right now for his team.
And Ollie just waiting for somebody to pass by as he queues up the Ags too.
Yeah, he's got his blink grip. Wants to try and find a setup here for 23 Savage.
40 minutes in, and this push and pull that we're seeing between these two teams continue. When XG get together, it's really hard for Aurora to fight them, but when Aurora manage to find these pickoffs, it starts to feel a little bit better for them as well. Full butterfly completed for Ame.
He is just... The time zone damage is going to be ridiculous, right? He has the level 20 talent with a plus 80 attack speed, so currently he's getting plus 230 attack speed in the time zone alongside his allies.
And solar flare, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I mean, yeah, he will kill everybody, I'm pretty sure. Even through blade mail, probably. I mean, like, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one.
Yeah, well, I think that's why he's going for that next choice as well there, and this Satanic makes sense, right? Doesn't want to be locked down by the Mask Madness.
Absolutely. Still, windows to fight. As off to the side lanes they go, turning off that Radiance and running away was Spec.
It's going to be so much pressure on 23 Savage. We talked about the pressure on Jabs, you know. It worked out. Right? They didn't get run over in the early game. They managed to kind of stabilize things. This lead isn't too crazy or anything here for XG. Now it feels like that pressure has been pressure over 23 Savage, who now jumps in.
And they find him.
That's a big boy, though.
Ame is there with the time zone, immediately lifts him up and destroys that Bane. They force out the abilities and manage to get away with everybody else, so the main loss there is going to be the Vane's Fiend's Grip. But they force everybody from XG back to the base, and 23 Savage gets out.
I mean, that is definitely biting off more than you can chew. That's for
sure.
The Centaur War Runner, it's not the hero they want to go on there. That felt like a limit test. Just like, can we kill him? Like,
yeah.
Maybe?
No, it's not happening.
No, there's definitely
no
looks
way.
Like no.
It's now an attempt over here. Xingqiu will see some Spectre illusions, but 20 Savage is already out of there. Did end up going for the Haunt illusion damage, by the way, on the Spec. So potentials towards a refresher or something else. The Mantas, all of it, it's going to start stacking up the deeps. Maybe a chance to try and kill a support from back in the fountain.
And Aurora, they're trying to get as much XP as they can here onto Lorna. They actually leave the Wisdom Rune for him there. Q says, go ahead, I don't need it.
Right.
As they're going to jump very quickly, blowing up DY. See you later.
I mean, this is what I'm talking about.
But
yeah.
you can't get it.
A little bit too scary.
Yeah, I think good choice there.
So they secure the gem. It's BKB done on Lycan. And yeah, Q just farming away these creep camps. That's the problem, right? Anytime they just like get a little bit of separation, death. Dead on the supports, except for XXS, because again, he's not going to die.
Oh, they're coming.
And in fact,
Jabs.
He's going to find Jabs here. Has to go into that shapeshift. Eul Scepter tries to run away. Not easy to get out. And yes, the root, the finish. Dead Lycan.
That's a tough one here, though, as that means the Roche has just respawned, and he has no way back into this game right now.
They have
Hex.
Hex.
You know what? He just got his beat.
Yeah, it was
really
like
hurts. It
just
was on
done.
The courier, yeah. Oh, it feels like they needed this. They have this haunt. They wanted to use it, but 30 seconds till it's going to be coming back online. They're already in the Roche pit. You have a Lycan in this game. That's going to be giving up the Aegis and the Refresher Shard here.
Oh my
Of
god.
XG.
Look at the solar flare with this. This is a little bit of absurdity coming out. And yes, they will manage to take that for themselves. Refresher Shard 2. And now XG. Is it your time to shine? Q runs on down, hoping to find Q, who's hiding off to the side. In fact, we'll get him with the arrow. Went into the Shadow Realm, but don't know if that's going to be enough to get him out of trouble. Gets the blink away. Will also have a Yule Scepter assassinate just a little bit out of range. And so they can't quite connect onto the Dark Willow. Buying some extra time.
Yeah,
and forcing a Stampede.
They are immediately back down on this bottom creep wave, though. And Solar Flare is going to be back in about 25 seconds. If anyone steps up here to try and delay this,
yeah,
I think Ame is just going to jump.
No, it's a death trap. Has that Refresher Shard too, and Q jumped upon. Ame now there, breaks the Lincoln Sphere. Yule Scepter trying to survive a level blink afterwards, but can't quite manage to get out. Does have the Lincolns broken. They're waiting to see if they can get it again. With that enfeeble, drops it onto Ame to try and get a little bit less damage done. Lincoln's broken now. Have Fiend's Grip ready, but you know that you're not going to be able to get the full duration on it. Too difficult. Jumps for the back line, wants to find him. Time zone down. Storm gets to the far side. Ame now hits onto that Lycan. He runs away, barely getting out. Able to survive through it. Q low, a huge Karth Crown, and the Terrorize too. Do they have enough damage to take him down though? XM starting to drop lower, but the cheese, he survives. Nullifier onto Ame, trying to bring down XM. There's the BKB finally. The disarm is there. Laurent jumps back in, wants to take down XM. They're trying to get away on 23 Savage, but it's not enough. Laurent is in trouble. XM will die. The Storm manages to get away, and somehow they hold. But will it matter? They still have a Refresher Shard ready to go. Ame, he gets away.
But bobbing and weaving, somehow escaping there. A huge defense here from Aurora. It is painful to lose your Spectre, there's no doubt about that, but at least, I mean, that looked like it could have been so much worse, right? People are barely getting out of the time zone, getting up to the high ground there. They can breathe a little sigh of relief as they actually do leave the zone here. XG will back up and give them a chance to recoup on Aurora. They're going to keep this game going.
Somehow they hold on what felt like a death push here. As you can see, the decision to jump for the back lines and just barely getting away, and then almost took out Jabs too. All of those bashes coming out.
Yeah, and then a very clutch cheese here from XM as well, of course. They finally managed to bring down Q. It feels like they're spending so much of their effort and energy just to kill one support, but then all of a sudden it looks like XM's gonna go down, and no, cheese is there. And then 23 Savage, unfortunately, it looked good. Like, it looked like it was going to be the mop and bucket situation where Spectre's going to come in and clean up a fight that so many of the resources had already been expended, and now there's not that much left for the Spectre, but wasn't the case. XM's able to just turn until finally getting cleaned up by Lornov. That's a huge part of that last fight that they needed so bad.
But it does also speak to potentially some concerns for XG. If you lose, well, not lose, if you come close in that fight, when you have Aegis, when you got Cheese, when you got all these big abilities, will they be able to execute when those are actually used up? Now, they do still have that Refresher Shard, but can they keep this sniper alive? Will it end up mattering? They got an MKB now done on Ame. Maybe he's going to be all the damage himself.
Looks like that's the plan here. Of course, it's very annoying getting through these trickster cloaks. Very annoying dealing with a lot of these items, but that's the answer now. Jabs continues to just push top.
And
a
down
defense
bottom.
is called out here by XXS at the same time.
Yeah, so they won't have the Centaur in this fight right now. They kill off the creep wave that was coming in bottom. And maybe an opportunity. Does have those bots.
I mean, look at this lane control here from Aurora. The top lane is hitting, middle is at the mid, but they're going to keep pushing in bottom.
And they decide to go. This did not work before. Will it work now? Do they have enough to kill off this XXS Centaur? Almost, yes. They get him.
Back down bottom, though.
And now taking buildings. Jabs, he's actually getting the split push working. Got to run away with the rest of these heroes. They don't have that many resources left from the Spectre, but Jabs has taken a whole lane on his own, and now they find Ame. Wait a minute, Ame down to half HP. Ame falling lower and lower. Ame, he's dead. That's one round. Now they don't have a Fiend script ready to take him down, but burning through that Aegis is pretty huge. And in the meantime, Jabs did so much work. Lorenz jumps in. Dude, they still have time zone, my man.
Guy's getting crazy.
That was a little bit crazy of a move, but look at the split push.
Oh man. What a terrifying maneuver there from Aurora to go on that Centaur, and it was so close. Had to get that last little jump in there from 23 Savage to actually get the kill, and then immediately come back down to try and defend bottom. It ends up being a trade, but again, it's just huge stuff there.
Look at that damage.
Aurora.
4,500.
Yeah, it only took 6,411 damage to kill this Centaur. That's, yeah, easy peasy.
My goodness. It showed it's possible, though. I am remembering back to our first series of the day, though, when BetBoom started to pull things back and then got shut down pretty mercilessly. Can Aurora dodge that fate here and force us to a game 3? Will it end up happening? This Scythe, super valuable on the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, going for the Scythe and also going for the Abyssal Blade next on 23 Savage. There is a theme here in the next itemization, right? Try and lock down and try and kill, because you've bought these nullifiers. You're saying, we're getting rid of the saves that you have on the side of XG, and I want to be able to just click a hero and have them actually die. So that's the plan. They're going to try and chain stun Ame. They want to get him before this time zone comes out. Or if the fight's already broken down, they want to just ensure that XM actually dies. Doesn't get off this concussive grenade. Doesn't disarm and push them back. For now, though, we're just going to be rotating on opposite sides of the map here. You can see Aurora, they're pinging up towards top, saying, hey, should we go push this, play up there again? They feel like they should be coming down to the bottom once more here from XG. Everyone playing really tight right now. They don't want to give up on these Shadow Step pickoffs. They know that the Haunt is also going to be coming back here pretty soon.
One of the other concerns at this point, if you're Aurora, is that the split push potential, there's still tier 2 towers up in mid as well as bottom. 23 Savage throws out those illusions, tempts fate for a moment and then gets out. But it's a lot harder to sort of provide the same type of damage and sort of issues on the map if you're trying to take down a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane.
That's
for
true.
Jabs.
But these waves are really annoying.
Oh yeah.
Like, they just keep pushing them out here from the Radiant side. Now that's going to be the Shard finished up here on our Spectres, so help with the dispersion a little bit there.
Right. So being able to activate that one and then do some extra dispersion damage, very valuable against these high damage heroes.
They still just have the Silver Edge on XM, so that's the break that they're working with right now. Could be a key factor in winning some of these engagements if you can land that. Roche up. Well, we're going to find out how long it's going to take in 30 seconds.
The other thing that we had seen built up for a little while was the Lycan Silver Edge. So Jabs queuing it up and trying to get that one completed to break the backtrack damage would be very, very nice, as well as a potential answer for Ame.
Is he buying out for it? Okay, no,
sure.
He just ran by the shop. I was terrified. I do not think that's the play. He's only got a 1,500 surplus right now, so I definitely do not think... Oh, that's going to help him, though. 3 bounty runes just found in the Dire Jungle.
Wow.
Cool.
Very nice.
All right, you're welcome, team. That's going to cut the lead down a little bit.
I mean, again, we're down to 3K gold lead 52 minutes in. After XG leading so much of not just this game, but the entire series, you can see a pathway for Aurora here to find a victory. If they can get where they need to go. Ollie is in deep.
He's trying to set up again once more. Has some vision here.
There's an opportunity. Zinq, not a great go, but if they could find somebody else who's just off on their own, it would be huge.
Yeah, it's a great game for the Ninja Gear here. Just watching out for these assassination plays with Shadow Step can help keep him protected. And in terms of protection as well, Q has finished up the Wind Waker, so there is no buyback on this Dark Willow, but there's a huge save potential because they do not have the nullifiers on the side of XG.
And still, again, keep in mind that time zone refresher is at the ready for Ame.
And it's 10 seconds till the next Roche. It's going to be spawning on that Radiant side, down bottom. They have control here on XG. They've actually dropped a shrapnel in the pit as well here, so...
Okay.
They might just keep popping those down. Of course, has the 25 talent for it.
Looks like they're just going to miss that it's over there. And in the meantime, Bane, I think, reveals on a ward up top.
Yep, does deward it, so they 100% know that he was there. They're going to smoke up and back towards this Roche. They're going through the Twin Gate. They throw an arrow in just to see. Say, oh yeah, Roche is up. But are they still going to go?
Are they deciding?
They're still gonna go.
Jabs. Goes in, gonna pop the boots of bearing, gonna try and double toe get out of there. Jabs running, escaping.
Always out.
Just like that, he gets away.
What's the plan though? He BKB'd. He wants to go back in.
And they're thinking about it. XM already getting found. There's the grip. Do they have enough? Can they get on top of him? Where's the help? Lorena right on top. DY starting to fall. Ame there too. Hitting away. Time zone finally gets dropped. It's on to 23 Savage. He doesn't have any way to go either. Lorena has to zip to get away. XG starting to pick up speed here now as they find the storm. Able to dodge that zip, but eventually they get their kill.
They went for it all. They went for the fight. They weren't sure if it was good, but they didn't want to try and wait for another engagement. There wouldn't be a shapeshift. There wouldn't be the BKB. He felt like that was his moment here from Jabs, and the team followed alongside it, but they couldn't connect everything. He throws the nullifier onto DY, tries to kill over there. They're trying to get this grip kill onto XM, but they don't have the damage in time.
And he buys out for a Desolator right now, too, on the Lycan. As you can see this yet again. Everything got used, and of course, when they brought that refresher back in, that second time zone was what absolutely destroyed 23 Savage.
Yeah, he left and he comes back in, and then it's this Regoose attempt here where things kind of go awry, right? You get the grip on the side, but back in the main game, we got a real fight here as one jumps in.
Oh my god, rooted arrow done! Didn't stand a chance. That's a dieback. They need everything and a bit more, but I don't know if they're going to be able to get it. As they move in, find Jabs. Jabs done, buys back now. They only have 4 heroes to try and defend against this onslaught that's coming. XG, they have looked good all year, and here on the main stage at TI, trying to close this one out, secure themselves top 6. Ame hits away tier 4 towers, 23 Savage off to the side, hoping to do anything at all. What do they have left in the tank? Refreshers are out. He goes for the backlines, wants to find them, jumps immediately onto DY. Do they have enough to kill him off? They do. DY dead. Xingqiu the next target, trying to take out these supports. Looking, hunting, finding, killing, and they're the grip, but immediately they get the lift off. Now it's just the cores left alive. They buy back on the Mirana. XM getting lower and lower, but there's nobody else to jump onto him. There it is, the nullifier hit. Still chasing, looking, time zone at the ready. If they present him as a target, that's Q dead too. Only 3 left alive, and I don't know if they've got it in the tank. XG set to close this one out. Jab steps forward and he finds him. XM dead. They take down the sniper. Now looking for Ame. Time zone out, trying to take him down. In trouble, can't get anything off. The cast range reduction, it's all hurting them there. 23 Savage backs away, but the throne exposed. It's all too much. XG, they're gonna win the game.
The hunt